Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at something pretty huge unfolding in global education. Really, a tech integration that's aiming to connect, get this, 1 billion learners to actual opportunities. We're diving into the recent announcement from EON AI Venture, they're based in Singapore, and it's about their decision, which is quite unprecedented, to combine two really powerful but fundamentally different AI systems. We're talking China's Kimi K2 thinking and OpenAI's GPT-5. So our mission here is basically to shortcut your understanding of this hybrid approach. Why are they doing this? Why mix the world's arguably most robust proprietary AI with a leading open-weight agentic model? We're unpacking how this synergy is supposed to turn education into what EON is calling a scalable source of prosperity for learners everywhere, especially maybe in developing regions.
Yeah, and I think the key thing for you, the listener, to grasp is that this isn't just like having two AIs for the sake of it. It's not redundancy. It's really an engineering solution to a massive global problem. EON's building this global virtual campus infrastructure, and they realize, look, no single AI model out there right now can give you the reliability, the precision, and the affordability and the scale you need all at the same time. So you kind of need GPT-5 for that really solid enterprise-grade logic and compliance. But you absolutely need something like Kimi K2 with its open weight setup to actually solve the problems of cost, localization, and just reaching enormous numbers of people. Inclusion, basically.
Okay, so let's dig into that. This strategic marriage, as you called it. Why is this combination necessary? The source material frames it as uniting trust with inclusion, which sounds like, well, the closed model ensures the quality, where it absolutely has to be perfect, and the open model makes sure everyone can actually get access and afford it. Is that about right?
That's exactly it. And we should probably define their roles, maybe based on what the founder, Dan Lajerskar, said. GPT-5 is positioned as the bedrock of reliability. It handles the really complex, high-stakes reasoning, stuff that ensures, institutional compliance, academic rigor. The serious back-end stuff, Kimi K2 thinking, which comes from Moonshot AI, that brings the openness, the adaptability, and really critically what they refer to as sovereign control.
Sovereign control, what does that mean practically?
Well, it means nations, institutions, they can deploy the system within their own borders, keep control over their data, their infrastructure. That's huge for global adoption, especially with varying data privacy laws, right?
Right, that makes sense.
Right.
And here's where the tech gets, I think, really fascinating. Kimi K2 thinking is defined as an agentic AI. Now, for listeners who might be just catching up on this newer class of AI models, what does agentic actually mean here? In the context of running a virtual campus, it sounds like more than just giving smart answers.
Oh, it's way more. Think of it like the difference between giving someone turn-by-turn directions versus having a self-driving car that just takes you to the destination. Standard LLMs, they need constant poking, constant human input to string together complex tasks. Agentic AI, like Kimi K2 is described, can carry out these long, multi-step reasoning processes pretty much on its own. The source material says Kimi K2 can autonomously handle like 200 to 300 reasoning steps.
Wow.
Yeah, and orchestrate complex tool chains, all without needing a human to say, okay, now do this next step.
Okay, 200 steps. Can you give us a concrete example? What might that look like inside this virtual campus? Because it sounds like this AI is basically doing the job of, well, an entire admin department.
It pretty much is, and that's the whole point. That's the automation leap they're aiming for.
Yeah.
So imagine a new student signs up, maybe from a remote area. The Kimi K2 agent doesn't just say hello. It assesses their current knowledge. It might research local job market needs for the field they're interested in. Then it custom generates a personalized learning path, schedules the specific immersive simulations they need using EON XR, processes their test results, adjusts the course automatically based on how they're doing.
All automatically.
All automatically. Issues the digital certificate when they finish, and then this is key, connects their verified skills profile directly to known job openings. It might even track their income impact afterward.
That's the entire journey. Learner to earner, managed by the AI. That level of end-to-end automation, from signing up right through to tracking income.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why you need that agentic capability if you're aiming for massive scale.
Absolutely. You just can't manage that level of personalized support for 1 billion people with human teachers and admins alone. It's just not feasible.
No.
This agentic system, it provides the scalable engine needed to actually link skills to economic outcomes. That's what they mean by scalable source of prosperity.
Right. And really understand the structure here, we should probably clarify the two EON entities involved. They talk about AI, right? Artificial intelligence plus accessible infrastructure. So you've got EON AI Venture doing strategy and EON Reality handling the delivery platform.
Yeah, distinct roles, but they totally depend on each other. EON AI Venture in Singapore, they're doing the, let's say, the big thinking, designing the economic model, the overall AI architecture, the automation systems that connect skills verification to what the job market actually needs. They're the strategic planners.
Okay.
EON Reality, based out in California, they provide the hands-on layer. They power the immersive visual learning experiences. Think EON XR, their AI creator tools, making sure the learning itself is interactive, practical, job relevant.
And it's the technical differences between the AIs that really enable this split, right? And importantly, make it affordable.
Let's look at that side-by-side comparison because this really explains the cost difference for the learner. I mean, if Kimi K2 is so capable and can handle all that automation you described, why do they still need GPT-5, especially given its, higher cost?
That's a really good question. Why pay the premium for GPT-5 if Kimi K2 can do so much? And the answer seems to be reliability and compliance for specific critical tasks. GPT-5 is proprietary, it's closed weight, deployed via software as a service. It runs on that high-precision pay-per-token cost model. This makes it incredibly good, maybe unmatched, for those really rigorous high-stakes jobs. Think compliance checks, validating complex reasoning, making sure the core system meets global academic standards, stuff you absolutely cannot get wrong.
Okay, so GPT-5 is like the super accurate, reliable, brain-ensuring quality and correctness, but yeah, probably way too expensive to run for every single interaction for a billion users. Exactly. Now contrast that with Kimi K2. It's open weight, has a partially open license, and crucially, it's built on what's called a mixture of experts, or MOE architecture.
MOE, mixture of experts. You break that down. How does that save money compared to the dense model like GPT-5?
Sure. Think of the standard dense proprietary model like hiring one incredibly brilliant, super expensive consultant. You pay them by the minute for every single question, big or small. Kimi K2, using MOE, is more like having a whole team of specialized staff on call. An expert just for language, one just for math, maybe one for career advice. When a student asks about careers, only the career expert part of the model activates and uses resources. The others stay dormant.
So you're only waking up the small part of the AI you actually need for that specific task.
Precisely. Because only a fraction of the total model is engaged for any given query, the computing power needed, the resource consumption is dramatically lower.
And because Kimi K2 is open weight, EON or partner institutions can host it themselves, right, on their own servers or cloud.
Exactly. Which means they don't have to pay that per interaction, per token fee back to the original developer for every little thing the AI does.
Yeah, that's the affordability engine, the MOE architecture plus the self-hosting possibility.
That's the core technical combo. It lets them get to what they call minimal marginal cost per learner. Basically, the cost of adding one more student, even the 100 millionth student, becomes almost zero.
Which is how you realistically aim for a billion users.
Right. And that self-hosting piece also ties back directly to that sovereign control idea we mentioned. Institutions can run it locally, keeping data within their jurisdiction, solving those data governance hurdles. That makes adoption much easier in many countries.
Okay, so putting it all together, the reliable precision of GPT-5 for the critical stuff, the affordable, scalable automation from agentic Kimi K2, and then the immersive learning layer from EON Reality. What does this actually mean for someone trying to learn a practical skill right now?
Well, it potentially changes the whole accessibility picture. First, you get what we could call the affordability revolution. High-quality education stops being this expensive gated thing because the cost structure shifts. It moves away from the high-overhead physical institution model towards a low marginal cost tech service. That's massive for access in developing nations, or even just areas with poor connectivity where traditional options aren't great.
And then the second big impact is that automation leap you detailed earlier. We're not just talking about online courses. This is aiming for a fully automated pipeline from learning to earning.
Yeah, exactly. The AI is designed to manage that whole skills to income journey. It's envisioned as a largely self-managing campus. This frees up resources, obviously, but it also means the system's entire focus can be on whether the learner actually succeeds in the job market. It doesn't just teach, it actively connects verified skills to employer demand. It tries to make learning directly lead to earning.
And we shouldn't forget that this isn't just text on a screen. It's happening through that visual, hands-on approach using EON Reality's EON XR tools. Learning is designed to be interactive, simulating real job tasks, not just passive reading. That's got to help with employability.
Absolutely. That combination, the deep AI smarts doing the management and personalization, plus the immersive delivery, making it practical. That's potentially very powerful. And they're already doing this, right? The virtual campus network is apparently active in over 100 countries, and they're expanding these localized, multilingual, open access campuses. So the big takeaway message is this move towards hybrid intelligence at scale. They're building a unified global learning system by cleverly combining the strengths of two very different AI philosophies: the closed, super reliable reasoning of GPT-5 and the open, affordable, agentic capability of Kimi K2.
It's incredibly ambitious, you have to admit. Founder Dan Lajerskar's goal: literally turn learning into earning for everyone. Using GPT-5, Kimi K2, immersive tech, building what they hope is the world's biggest human AI education network, where opportunity is baked right into the learning process itself. Okay, so here's a final thought for you, our listener, to chew on after this deep dive. If, and it's still an if, but if Kimi K2's agentic abilities really prove successful in autonomously managing that entire learner lifecycle, from the first assessment, the custom curriculum, all the way through certification, job placement, even tracking income, how might this shift towards self-managing AI education systems fundamentally change the, let's say, the political and social value of a traditional human-run degree, say over the next 5 years or so? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.